The main purpose of today is to decide about your major, which will be actually the first tough decision that you have to take, and you have to think about it twice, thrice, 4 times, 10 times before doing that, okay? Most probably, my colleagues, the other deans of the other faculties, they have already actually presented their faculties. It's not a battle. However, at the end of the day, we do compete for the best students to join the corresponding faculties, okay? I am not actually the dean of the Faculty of Media Engineering. I'm just a professor there. The dean, I think he has actually something to do today. However, the vice dean for academic affairs is present actually with us. I will give you an idea about our faculty. However, and you have actually to keep it in mind, it's a presentation that will give you an idea about how to decide whenever you start actually to think about which major you would like to join. And that's why take it as a presentation for life. Okay, let me start. Now, let's go actually and think about life, okay? Now, once actually you think about life, most probably you are aiming for something, okay? And everyone is trying actually to be happy, and this is the most important thing, okay? Now, to be happy, I consider it as the following. You have actually to have something that I will call the 4 Fs. And I will tell you exactly what the 4 Fs are, okay? Now, to be happy, you have to have fun, fulfillment, fame, and fortune. And this is exactly the context of my presentation today. How will you be happy in life? Having in mind that the most important thing now is your education. Thus, my presentation will focus on these 4 points, and I will start actually with one, let's say F, and then I will proceed with the second one. And at the end of the day, I will try to convince you, once you join the Faculty of Media Engineering and Technology, you will be having actually the 4 Fs. You will have a lot of fun. You will feel fulfilled. Some of you will be famous. And the most important thing, you have to be able actually to get a job at the end of the day. This is actually the aim. Otherwise, you are wasting your time here at the Jam University in Cairo. What you would like to do is, at the end, you would like actually to have a nice job, okay? However, a job that actually you will be happy to do it. Now, most probably I will be talking a lot about, let's say, what computer science is and how actually you should learn computer science. I'm doing it actually in my lectures. But the most important thing is I will just actually give you a message that you will never forget in your life, okay? And the message is not coming from me. It's coming actually from Obama. It was done a few weeks ago during the CS weeks that were done actually, I think, a few months ago, around November and December, okay? Watch the movie, and after that, actually, we will analyze it. Just keep quiet, please, and take a look at the movie, listen to it carefully, and you will enjoy the content of it. Just a few minutes or 2 minutes, and you have everything.
I'm proud to join the students, teachers, businesses, and nonprofit organizations taking big new steps to support computer science in America's schools. Learning these skills isn't just important for your future, it's important for our country's future. If we want America to stay on the cutting edge, we need young Americans like you to master the tools and technology that will change the way we do just about everything. That's why I'm asking you to get involved. Don't just buy a new video game, make one. Don't just download the latest app, help design it. Program it. No one's born a computer scientist, but with a little hard work and some math and science, just about anyone can become one. This week is your chance to give it a shot. And don't let anyone tell you you can't. Whether you're a young man or a young woman, Whether you live in a city or a rural area, computers are going to be a big part of your future. And if you're willing to work and study hard, that future is yours to shape. Thanks, everybody.
Okay, most probably you didn't get actually the full one, okay? Just actually to summarize, it's actually one sentence, which is actually the following. Don't buy a new video game, implement one, okay? Don't download an application, do one, okay? Now, this is actually done in, let's say, a week, which is called actually the CS Week, which was actually organized a few months ago in December in the US, and Obama actually gave this presentation. Most probably you didn't get actually any movie about electrical engineering, neither mechatronics or mechanical engineering. Now, why is that? Why is that? Why is that? The reason is simple, okay? You go, you search for the hottest jobs in 2013, 2014, okay? Now, what you will find at the end, you will find in the first rank, computer science majors in this case, okay? Now, this is actually one, just type the hottest job in 2014. Rank one, software developer. This is exactly what we are doing in CSEN 202. This is exactly what we did in CSEN 102. And this is exactly what we will be doing throughout the 5 years here at the German University in Cairo, okay? Now, we are living in an age which is called the information age. Huge amount of data that you have to process. Whenever you Google, sometimes you are amazed about the power of Google. You will write actually a question and Google will be able to understand it. The data that is stored in the internet is a huge one. And the answer that you are getting it fast. And sometimes actually the answer is tailored actually to your needs. And the question will be, how did people do that? Thus, you are having a huge amount of data, okay? And what you would like to do is to process it. Thus, again, this is actually the information age, and this is exactly what we are doing in the Faculty of Media Engineering and Technology. Now, what will you gain whenever actually you join this faculty? For sure, problem solving. And it's not actually problem solving to solve a problem on a computer, but you will learn a lot for your life. You will be facing a huge problems. What do you have to do to solve them? You decompose them. You decompose them in sub-problems. I gave you a lecture last week about what? About methods. صح ولا? This is exactly how to decompose a problem. Thus, once actually you know exactly how to solve sub-problems, then you collect actually the solutions of all sub-problems, then most probably your problem in life will be solved too. However, here at the German University in Cairo and joining actually the Faculty of Media Engineering and Technology, we focus on an important thing, which is the problem solving, and at the end of the day, development of software is the most important thing, okay? Thus, again, you go, you search, and you will find out that even if we will be able to get all students joining only the Faculty of Media Engineering and Technology, believe me, after 5 years, you will get a job. And we can get a batch with the same number of students, and they will get a job too. And this is the most important thing. You study something, and what you have actually to do is you have to enjoy it, and at the same time, you have to think about, let's say, the end and your career. If you do something that you enjoy, and at the end of the day, you will not be able actually to survive and to live, let's say, with the knowledge that you get, you didn't actually choose the right one. However, once you study actually the Faculty of Media Engineering and Technology, we can assure you that, like actually you will see it in a few seconds. Now, what do we do actually in the Faculty of Media Engineering and Technology? I will not actually try actually to get movies from the internet, but actually what I will show you actually something that is related to the project that we are doing here, okay? Let's start actually with the simple one. It's actually a course which is called Embedded Systems, and actually what the students did is a kind of cube, okay, done actually with LADs. Thus, what you have to do is, you have actually to develop actually the whole cube and then implement something just actually to get, let's say, some of the pattern like actually you are seeing here. Here you are having actually the GUC, let's say, displayed, okay, and so on. You are having actually this cube, and this is actually something which is done in the Faculty of Media Engineering and Technology. You have to be able to develop, to design this electronic, let's say, circuit, and at the end of the day is not only designing a circuit, but actually implementing it, let's say, actually to work nicely like this one. Let me go actually to another movie, and the other movie is about the RoboCup group, and exactly what we are doing here in the field of robotics. Because actually most of the people, once actually they will go and join, they will try actually to join the Faculty of Mechatronics, they think other faculties actually don't deal actually with robots at all. This is exactly, we are having a lab here, and this is exactly what we are doing. We are having actually a robot, we call it Robotino, okay? And what it does is it has actually to find a puck, okay? And try actually to find, let's say, a best slot actually, or let's say the best location actually for this one, okay? Thus, you see here, we are actually training the robot. Thus, actually, there is a kind of line. Okay, you can consider it as, let's say, a maze. And actually, what this robot actually should do is, should just recognize actually this line, okay, and go along this line and actually go through a maze. And the main idea actually of this competition is just to manage, let's say, as many points as possible, but we will be talking a little bit about it. I will go actually to the table cleaner. This is actually also done with a bachelor thesis. Okay, what you would like to do is you would like to develop a robot, okay, that cleans actually tables for you. Thus, what should actually the robot do? First of all, it should move. It should recognize that actually in front of the robot there is actually a table, and it should, once actually it recognizes this surface, what it should do is it should clean it actually in a nice way. Thus, this is actually something which is done in one of the bachelor projects where you have actually to design the robot, and at the end of the day, what you have to do is you have actually to implement, let's say, some of the small programs that will control, okay, the robot and perform the task that you would like actually to perform, okay? For sure, actually, you see that actually the speed is not that fast, okay? Thus, the idea is how can you make it better? How can you make it actually more accurate? Thus, in this project, we were focusing on the accuracy. That means actually every part of the table should be clean, okay, rather than actually doing it fast. And we don't like the carwata. And this is actually the main idea of this project. Okay? Now, let's go actually to another one. Most probably you know it from Microsoft Surface Table. We have actually one here at the GUC, and it was actually developed by some students here at the German University in Cairo. What you are having is you are having something we call a multi-touch table. Thus, a multi-touch table is just actually to have a surface like actually you are having it actually with your iPhone. However, different persons can work on it on the same task, on the same time, okay? And what we are having here is a game. Thus, you can actually control the game through the multi-touch table. This is actually something which was developed here at the German University in Cairo, and some of the courses, they rely on this multi-touch table to implement actually your application and to let it actually be running actually in this case. Here, it's just a game that classifies where actually you have to classify some of the objects to be transportation objects or something else, okay? Let's go to another movie, or is it enough with movies? We have actually one. I tried actually to give you a lot of things that are related actually to embedded systems and actually to robotics. The last one is a long one, but actually it is already on YouTube. It's a fire truck. In this case, it's actually an automatic one, where this truck actually will be able to, it's having sensors, it's actually able to, let's say, detect fire. And there is actually water that will be thrown, actually, that will be used with actually this fire truck, just actually to be able to save actually persons. Thus, actually, it was done last year in a course which is called the Embedded Systems course by some students. Again, this movie, actually, you can find it online. Now, let me move, actually, this is actually the fun and the fulfilling part. Now, why is it actually fun? because once actually you go to a lecture, we will give you the concepts. Exactly what we are doing now, okay? You go, you take actually some of the concepts, and you go out, then you will go to a lab, and what you have to do is you have to do projects. The nice thing in the Faculty of Media Engineering and Technology, you see always the product. This is the nice thing, okay? Sometimes, if you study something and you don't see actually the outcome, then most probably you will be asking yourself, oh, why did I study it? And this is actually a question that you have to ask yourself. Why am I studying math? You need it. I will not tell you actually math is bad. Why am I studying physics? You need that too. However, at the end of the day, if you get bits and pieces without knowing how they are merged with each other to get a product, at the end of the day, you won't be fulfilled. It's like in school, I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. Like in school, you go actually to a subject, you get the subject, sometimes you have to learn by heart, you get a good grade, and at the end of the day, you ask yourself, what did I know? And sometimes you will say, well, I don't know anything. I didn't actually know exactly what the objective of this course is. Thus, in computer science, you will never face this problem at all. Take a look at Amazon, okay? Now, once you go to Amazon and you would like to search for an item, you go and you type the name of the item. And out of the blue, you get a huge list of hits. Now, what do we have there? I will tell you exactly in which semester you will study it. In the 5th semester. It's a course called databases. You have to know exactly how to implement a database system and how to manage information and data, which is a huge one. Thus, you write something, and we say here, we query the database, then actually you get actually the hit that you want. Now, what do we do actually in lectures? We teach you the concepts. It's based on math. You go to the lab, and what you have to do is you have to implement something similar to Facebook, something similar to Amazon, and at the end of the day, you will feel fulfilled, and it's fun actually to do it because you know exactly actually what you are doing. This is actually the fun and the fulfillment part in this, let's say, major in the major of, or in the Faculty of Media Engineering and Technology, with the two majors, DMET, Digital Media Engineering and Technology, as well as Computer Science and Engineering. Now, most probably you are asking yourself, what is the fee? It's easy job, okay? Not everyone would like to be famous, but actually, believe me, some of our students, METians, they got famous a lot, okay? Now, how do we do it? We encourage actually the students actually to attend international competitions, and these are actually first-rank competitions, international ones, okay? We participate mainly in two main actually competitions. The first one is the international competition for programming. It's the ACM ICPC actually competition, and you will be actually seeing, let's say, our CV in that. We participated in 2009 in Sweden, okay, after getting the regional competition. I was young, okay? I was young, yeah, this was actually 5 years ago. Thus, we were actually able to win the Africa and the Middle East, okay? Now, two persons of these guys, the one to the right, Hamad Abdel Fattah, Abdullah Ghindi, both of them are working by Google, Switzerland. The third one, he's an amazing guy, okay? The nice thing is, he's not an METian, he's an ITian. He's an electronics guy, and what he's doing now, he's doing actually physics, and he's doing his PhD in Max Planck Institute in Germany. And the last one is still actually with you, okay? Thus, you will be seeing always my face, okay? Let's move to 2010. 2010, we didn't qualify 2010, okay? In 2010, we screwed with Gadara in the regionals. Okay? Thus, we went there as the favorite team to win. Okay? Now, what happens actually after winning the Africa and the Middle East championship? You think you are the best. And we went there and we thought we are the best. And we were actually 7th or 8th. Thus, it was a disastrous year. And we learned from it a lot. And this is actually the message that I would like to give you. You will fail. Don't give up. And I told you that. The first CS exam, I failed it bgadara. I got a nice 5. Once I took a look at the paper, I said, I deserve that. And that's why what you learn actually from computer science is not to give up. The first program that you write is the Hello World program. And some of you, once they type it wrongly. If you give up and you don't let it compile, then most probably you shouldn't join the Faculty of Media Engineering and Technology. You should be someone who doesn't give up just to be able actually to proceed and to pursue with a nice career. At the end, I will tell you exactly what kind of qualification we need in order of you to join actually the Faculty of Media Engineering and Technology. And what I won't say is, I will not say you need actually to be perfect in CS. Because if you are perfect in CS, don't join it. You know it. Why are you joining something that you are perfect in it? You join something that you like to learn. You join something where you are keen to learn. Thus, if you have actually this characteristic, which is not to give up at all, then most probably you are in the right position. Now, let's move to 2011. 2011, the competition was meant to be in Sharm el-Sheikh. You know exactly what 2011 happened. Revolution, cancelled, and it was nice for us. Why? Because we had actually the possibility to travel to the US. We enjoyed actually 7 days of, not 7 weeks, it would have been nice, 7 days in Orlando, okay? Hamad Abdel Fattah, you know where he is, Google Switzerland, Abdullah Ghindi, Google Switzerland, and the one in the middle, Islam. He will start in 2 months by Quora in the US, in Florida. Okay, I'm sorry, in California. Again, the one to the right, still with you. Let's go to 2012. 2012. We went actually to Warsaw, okay? And this time, we were able to win the Africa and the Arab World Championship, okay? I will not talk a lot about Warsaw. Ugly town. I will not go again there. However, we were proud actually to come back with the Africa and Arab World Championship. Okay? Now, you see actually Mustafa Mahmoud, most probably you saw actually this face a lot. He's still here. Okay? Azizi, he's actually in the 6th semester. And Muhammad Atif, he is now working in a company. I will tell you later about it. It's actually a startup company done by geoscience. Okay? You will see actually his face later. Now, let's move to 2013. 2013, we went to Russia. Okay? We went to St. Petersburg. And again, we are having actually some students. You should actually remember the one to the left, Mustafa Sheikh. He's still actually with us. But in few months, he will be joining Prezi. This is actually the tool we are using the slides actually to do them. And since I'm talking about slides, I have to thank Nada for her amazing effort she did within 2 days actually to compile, let's say, the slides. Thank you very much. Thus, the slides actually are done by a company called Prezi. Mustafa Sheikh came yesterday from the US. He did actually a second interview and he got accepted and he got an offer, okay? And the other persons are still studying here at the German University in Cairo. No, the one actually in the middle, he is now in, I think in Germany. Okay, now, in 2014, we won't miss actually the international competition. We will be actually going to Russia again. And in this year, I will be actually one of the coaches who will be awarded for bringing actually teams to the World Finals for the 5th time. And look, guys, this is actually something that I have to tell you. this is not actually my credit. The credit actually goes to the whole faculty, okay? The credit goes to the whole faculty because actually these are the ones who are doing the job, and the courses actually, they prepare the students perfectly for such competitions, and that's why the credit actually should go to the whole one. And this is a little bit of fame because I am not actually a Facebook user. However, my wife saw that actually my face is on Facebook, not actually with the pictures that you are doing, which I like a lot, okay? Independent of what you are writing, okay? This time is actually an official ICPC page. Now, let's move actually to the second competition, is the RoboCup competition. RoboCup competition means robots, okay? We participated in Singapore in 2010. We won the Festo League. In 2011, we went to Turkey. We were third in a competition which is called the RoboCup Rescue Competition, okay? In 2012, we went to Mexico, okay? And we didn't win anything, but it was an amazing experience actually for the students. In 2013, stop talking please. We were in Eindhoven in Netherlands, and we won the RoboCup Rescue Competition, which is an international one. And in 2014, what will we do? We will go to Brazil during the World Finals, the soccer World Finals. Thus, I would like you to envy us. Okay? Thus, let's good. Let's move a little bit. This is a little bit of fame, okay? Fame actually for the students. They will be actually known in a lot of companies. And with fame comes what? Fortune, okay? Thus, the last part is about fortune. How will we get it? Easy job. Easy job. Believe me, if you join MET, it doesn't mean that you will be that rich. You could. However, you will have enough money to live well. No? It depends. هقول لكم بعدين. Okay? Now, let's start actually with the fortune part. Okay? Now, there are some success stories here at the GUC with MET Startups company. I will actually, let's say, list two of them. Okay? One of them is called Robusta, and the other one is called Trustius. Okay? Now, Robusta is managed by 3 GUCians. The first batch, okay? Hasina Manallah in the middle, Islam, as well as Ahmed Abu Safi. They are having a company called Robusta. They do actually e-marketing. And believe me, they are doing good money, okay? In terms of the company is growing, and with a startup, you are having always, let's say, a problem of failure. This company will never fail. They found a niche here in Egypt, and there are a lot of them, where they were able actually to make enough money, and now we are having around 15 to 16 full-timers in this company within 2 years. The second company is a company managed, I'm sorry, one picture is missing, managed by an IITian, okay? It's called Yusuf Sabr. And we are having 2 METians contributing a lot in this company. This is the Trustius one. Muhammad Atif, you saw him, he was actually an ACM competitor, as well as Sahar, he was a TA here at the German University in Cairo, and after that he moved to Trustius. What Trustius actually do, it's a kind of recommendation system. Most probably some of you actually saw it online, and it's actually a recommendation system for Egypt and actually for restaurants, fitness studios, and so on. Okay, these are actually 2 companies that are actually considered to be success stories for having an entrepreneurship, okay, let's say skill. This is actually something that you have to learn, and actually establishing a company is not easy, it's risky. However, sometimes it's nice actually to take the risk. Now, let's move actually to the people who do not want to take the risk. Okay? Then actually people actually will start to go to, let's say, the multinational companies if they would like to stay here in Egypt. Okay? Thus, you will find a lot of our MET students in multinational companies. Okay, I will list one of them, EMC Square. You go and you check what how many METians are in EMC Square. EMC Square is a company for cloud computing. Okay? Now, I can tell you that 70% of the employees there are graduated from MET. Some of them are graduated from IIT. Do you know what they are doing? Believe me, computer science tasks. Okay? Thus, computer science, even if you will join IIT, is an important thing. I'm not telling you that in order to have everyone joining MET. However, even if you join IIT at the end of the day, it could be that you are doing a job of a software developer. It could be that you are doing a job of an information technology guy. And that's why computer science in general is important for every major. Thus, you will find actually some people working by Google, other people are working by Microsoft. We are having actually people working in IT Works, in Mentor Graphics, and so on. Okay? Now, let's actually think about actually where our people are whenever actually you would like to go to international companies, but not in Egypt. We are actually having just a fragment of the graduates with actually faces. Okay? Now, you will see in Google, okay, Mohammed Abdel Fattah, we have Mirna. In 1 month, Abdullah Ghindi will join Google Switzerland. Prezi, we talked about it, Mustafa Sheikh. In SQS, which is actually an international company, we have only one person here, but there are actually several ones. In SAP in Darmstadt, we have actually Zimo, Muhammad Abdul Azim. He joined actually SAP, the research center there, and he will be finalizing his PhD in a few weeks. In Quora, we have Islam Al-Arag, who is actually an AC AMLR, and he will start actually in few months in the US. That actually you see that our people are spread over actually different companies. Once actually you will go and you check where our students are in academia, okay, you will find a lot of universities accepting our students, like TU mentioned. We have actually people in Michigan. We have actually people in Ulm University. And this is actually some examples of faces, okay? Perhaps actually you will see them one day actually on Facebook, and all of them actually are graduated from the GUC. Again, okay, I'm sorry about that, but actually the list is not complete, okay? I will try actually to have it as complete as possible the next actually few weeks before actually posting the slides online, in order actually to have everyone, let's say, present on the slides. Now, let me actually move to the end, okay? And let me actually ask you whether you are still thinking about joining MET or going to IIT or going to mechatronics. If you are still thinking, take a look at the movie and take a look at the persons talking in this movie, okay? And in few minutes, we will talk about it, whether you are still thinking about joining MET, meaning going to a field of computer science, or you decided already for mechatronics or IIT, okay?
I was 13 when I first got access to a computer.
My parents bought me a Macintosh in 1984 when I was 8 years old.
I was in 6th grade.
I learned to code in college.
Freshman year, first semester, intro to computer science.
I wrote a program to play tic-tac-toe.
I think it was pretty humble beginnings. I think the first program I wrote asked things like, what's your favorite color? Or how old are you?
I first learned how to make a green circle and a red square appear on the screen.
The first time I actually had something come up and say, hello world, and I made a computer do that. It was just astonishing.
Learning how to program didn't start off as wanting to learn all of computer science or trying to master this discipline or anything like that. It just started off because I wanted to do this one simple thing. I wanted to make something that was fun for myself and my sisters. And I wrote this little program and then basically just add a little bit to it. And then when I needed to learn something new, I looked it up either in a book or on the internet and then added a little bit to it.
It's really not unlike kind of playing an instrument or something, or playing a sport. It starts out being very intimidating, but you kind of get the hang of it over time.
Coding is something that can be learned, and I know it can be intimidating. A lot of things are intimidating, but what isn't?
A lot of the coding that people do is actually fairly simple. It's more about the process of breaking down problems than sort of coming up with complicated algorithms as people traditionally think about it.
You don't have to be a genius to know how to code. You need to be determined.
Addition, subtraction, that's about it.
And have these skills today.
To get the very best people, we try to make the office as awesome as possible.
Here we are, 2013. We all depend on technology to communicate, to bank, information, and none of it.
We have a fantastic chef,
Free food,
breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
free laundry,
Snacks, even places to play and video games and scooters. There's all these kind of interesting things around the office, and places
now
where people can play. Or
we will actually provide you actually with the link, okay? And believe me, what you are seeing here is true. I have been actually in Google in Switzerland. Once you go in, it's amazing. You are not in a company at all. First of all, actually, to move from one floor to another, you go through a slider. I'm not kidding. It's an amazing campus. It's an amazing company. Once you go in, you get food till death. Okay? And the food that you saw actually in the movie is the food that you get there for free. Okay? Now, one moment. Okay? Most probably you are asking yourself, why the hell should Google spend a lot of money to make you happy? Okay? It has nothing to do with stress. Okay? Do you know actually why they invest a lot of money in their employees? Because they know exactly that one line of code can bring them millions. Keep it in your mind. Just one smart line of code, okay, could bring Google millions, okay? Thus, what is actually the idea of Google? Okay? You Google, you search, you get something. Now, this something should have a meaning. Okay? Why did I get this hit and not another one? Think about the financial model of Google. It's not that easy. It's not that straightforward. Take a look at the new tools that you are actually having. Google Maps. Old. Okay? Do you know actually what you have to take a look at now? The Pokemon tool, okay, of Google. Take a look at it. An amazing tool. And you invest a lot of time, you invest a lot of money, and this is actually what Google does, and they get it actually in return. Thus, it's not about actually making something nice, okay? Just actually because they love their employees, but they know exactly. Once I will provide you with that, you will give me that back, okay? And that's why the ping pong table is a true one. You go there, and in the corner you will find the gym. And no one actually will complain if you will be spending 4 hours in the gym, because they know exactly you will go back and you will go to your office, you will have a couch. Once actually you are tired, you will go and you will take a break there, and you will take a nap, and no one actually complains about that. Thus, some of our METians, they enjoy their life now in Switzerland, working actually by Google, others actually in Microsoft Redmond in the US, okay? And what I would like you actually to do is, I would like you actually to share with us actually this experience, and I will finalize actually my statements with the main characteristics of let's say, people in order actually to decide of joining the Faculty of Media Engineering and Technology before giving actually the word to Professor Ayman Nagar, because he would like to talk to you for 5 minutes. After that, what we have is we will have enough time, because most probably you will be leaving at 6. Thus, if you would like to have a round of answer and questions, we can have it, but actually in an organized way. Now, let me actually go to the characteristics. And I'm seeing actually a lot of girls, okay? I do encourage actually the ladies to join the Faculty of Media Engineering and Technology, okay? Despite the fact that sometimes they will feel, and the basketball player said it, they will feel sometimes intimidated by their male colleagues. I'm not talking here at the GUC or in Egypt, but usually the guys, they think they are much, much, much better in logical thinking, in problem solving, in engineering in general. Okay? Now, I will teach them something different according to the experience we have the last 5 batches. In the last 5 batches, 4 out of the 5, the first ranked was a girl. One of them is Nada. Okay? Thus, keep in mind, keep in mind that, okay, even if you have actually the feeling that you will get intimidated, you are well protected in the Faculty of Media Engineering and Technology. We had only one exception, which is the exception of Islam last year, who was actually the first rank, but close actually to someone who was actually second rank, and she was a girl. Okay? And that's why at the end of the day, these guys will enjoy the benefits we are providing in the Faculty of Media Engineering and Technology. We send them actually for internships abroad, which is actually paid by the companies. We send them actually to do bachelor thesis abroad, and we do that actually with almost 60% of our METians. They do their bachelor thesis abroad. And what we do actually in the Faculty of Media Engineering and Technology, we try actually to find sponsors for them. Is not actually to find someone who will just accommodate them for 6 months, but someone who will accommodate them for 6 months and will pay for them a kind of salary in order actually to survive. Thus, let me actually go to the last 2 sentences, okay? The first one is, don't give up, because if you start to give up, then most probably you don't have a place in the Faculty of Media Engineering and Technology. You will be facing huge problems, and this is nice. And the aim actually in life is to try to solve the problems as much as possible. The second thing is, you will be suffering independent which faculty you will join. And this is my last statement. Thus, your decision should be the following. I will suffer in something I like. And believe me, computer science is fun, will make you famous, will make you rich, and will give you a fulfillment that you will never forget. Thank you very much. Okay, now just, guys,
Hello.
the bus actually will leave at 6, صح ولا؟ That's, okay, thus we would like, we can actually spend as much as you want, as long as you want, okay? Thus, if you would like to be happy, you keep calm and you study computer science. Keep calm.
Thank you, Prof. My name is Ayman Nagar. I am here to represent some. I'm going to lead from what Prof finished. If computer science is fun, computer engineering is even more fun. Okay? Remember, we are, at the end of the day, not computer scientists. We are computer engineers. The Faculty of Media Engineering, this has computer science and engineering department. Okay? So many of you might think going to mechatronics will have the fun to play with hardware. but actually this is wrong. Okay? If mechatronics student can do their bachelor thesis 4 months to make a car moving, in our embedded system course, in just 3 weeks, our student can do it. Okay? Not even that. They can even fly with their hardware now. Do you recognize what I have here? This is not marwaha. Okay? This is a drone. Do you know what drone is? It's an aeroplane which you can manage through your mobile. Imagine the game creation Professor Salem just mentioned for you. Imagine we have 2 teams playing a battlefield, and each of the group has one of these drones flying on the enemy when they're flying a battlefield here at GUC. Can you imagine the fun we'll have when they have camera attached to this one and they can watch the other team what they are doing? Okay? We teach you this stuff. Unfortunately, I am confident mechatronics, neither IET will show you this stuff. Okay? This drone, we just received it yesterday from Intel. We are the only university in the Middle East, not only in Egypt, to use this drone for our students. Okay? So our students in courses like embedded system, digital system design, your bachelor project can only work toward this one. We got close to 100,000 Egyptian pound devices, tools from Intel. No other university in the country have it. Okay? You can see the box over there. And this is a small board called Intel Galileo. Okay? You can develop your own processor, put your name on it. Not only that, another product from a company called Altera, which you use it in digital system design and the course you can study in semester 5. Remember the LEDs, the first project Professor Salem started with? This is a board. Okay? And what we do here, but don't tell anyone, especially Professor Salem, we give you this stuff to take it home. So every group can take their own product, their own development board at home. Imagine you can design a system which you can start the engine of your car from your home. When you can use one remote control at your home for everything, your air condition, your TV, name it. Not only that, how many of you have iPhones? Can I see the hands? How many of you have Galaxies, Samsung Galaxies? Okay. In our real-time embedded system, your colleague in semester 10, currently in spring 2014, they are doing the architecture of iPhone 6. You probably hear the rumor when iPhone 6 will be released. Okay? Why they use a processor called ARM7 or ARM Cortex in Galaxy product. Other faculties will not teach you that. We teach you that here. You know your mobile, how to make your mobile faster, how to save the battery of your mobile, how to learn the architecture of your mobile. Okay? Not only that. Okay? Our students are now working in groups to put the state of the arts of the future mobile. What the future mobile should have. This stuff you will never learn in other faculties. But here in the computer science and engineering, we focus more on hardware as well. Not only to program. Program is very good aspect of the code, but how to design or how you manage a hardware, this is the fun. This is the real fun when you have this drone. You will see it flight very soon in GUC. Okay? One of our bachelor students are working on this one. Other unique aspect which we have in our faculty of MET, may I ask you to stay quiet, please? Shabab. Shabab, quiet. We have a very unique collaboration with two specific companies, Intel and Valeo. And we encourage our students to go to do their bachelor thesis project in Intel group and Valeo group. So it can be recognized as your bachelor project and internship at the same time. So you spend the whole 4 months your internship or bachelor thesis working with an Intel research team in Egypt or Valeo research team in Egypt as well. If you have any question.
Okay, now let us organize the QA session. Okay, again, we would like actually to record it in order that if someone missed it, okay, then they will be able actually to take a look at it online, and that's why let us actually try to organize it as good as possible. My question is, do you have any questions regarding any major? But I think we are actually the only ones. Okay, thus, do you have any questions about MET? Okay, could I have the microphone? Now, let's start. You stop talking, please. Yes?
يعني ايه embedded system؟
نعم؟
embedded system يعني ايه؟
Okay. Okay. Now the question is, because actually we were talking a lot about embedded systems. Okay. Forget actually the word. Now, once actually you take a look at your let's say wash machine, then most probably you see an LCD display. صح ولا؟ Okay. Now, sometimes actually what you will see actually on the LCD display that something which is missing, water is missing, salt is missing, or something else which is missing. صح ولا? Now, this is actually something that we call, there is a system which is embedded in the wash machine, which is an electronic device that will be able actually to detect, stop talking please, that will be able actually to detect some problems and then give you the information just in order to fix it. Okay? Now, I will give you actually an idea about some of, let's say, the refrigerators that exist on the market.
هو احنا بس عايزين نعرف الميجر ديفرنس ما بين digital media و CS.
Okay. The question is a nice one. Okay. Once actually you decide for MET, you will be having another orientation, but in brief. Okay. CSEN is the classical computer science and engineering major, where you take actually the two aspects of software and hardware development, both of them. In digital media engineering, the basic is computer science, as well as computer engineering. However, we go into a different track, which is the track about the multimedia. I will give you an example. iPod, okay, whatever, your MP3 player, what you would like to do is, you would like to take song and put them on your iPod, on your MP3. The question is, why is it called MP3? Do you know that? Okay, once actually you take a song and you put it actually as raw data, most probably the memory will be full. Now, what do we have to do? We have to compress the data to make it smaller without losing a lot of quality. صح ولا؟ And that's why you see, let's say, a format called MPEG-3, MPEG-4, and so on. Okay? Now, this is exactly what actually digital media engineering technology people do. Once actually you have data, usually you lose a little bit of quality, مش مشكلة. In pictures, you will not notice it. Most probably you noticed it once you send an email through Gmail, which you have a picture. It asks you, how many bytes do you want to send? It means how much compression do I have to make? The more compression you make, the more quality you lose. Okay? This is actually something where, let's say, digital media engineering and technology are concerned with. This is one aspect. Another aspect is, I'm talking to you, صح? Thus, there is something called an audio that is transmitted from here to there. Thus, actually, someone from MIT is the one actually who study, let's say, the audio technology in a room. Can I actually tell you my humble opinion? The audio here is a catastrophe because you hear a lot of echo. Most probably someone from the Faculty of Media Engineering and Technology can think about a way to solve actually this problem. Thus, in order actually to avoid having actually this echo, you design, let's say, things in a different way in order that the transmission will be done actually in a better way. Okay? Thus, this is actually what digital media engineering and technology do. Now, what actually computer science and engineering actually they do actually the classical computer science and engineering major, which is actually the well-known one. And the nice thing is, at the end of the day, they are competing for the same job. Now, I'm not kidding. Why? Because the background and the basics are clear, which is actually the computer science. Someone graduated from digital media engineering and technology should be strong in programming, in designing software, and good also in engineering, let's say, aspects like in embedded systems or any other courses. Any other questions? Yes?
Okay, Professor, you said that ITNs will have to work as METNs for somehow.
They don't have to.
Not have to,
but they could.
They could.
Yes, it's correct.
I want to understand under what circumstances.
It's not under what circumstances. It's a fact, okay? Now, once actually you take a look at, let's say, the IT major, the IT faculty, you will be finding 3 different majors: networking, communication, and electronics, okay? Now, for example, someone actually who joined networking is having a strong background in computer science. And that's why once actually they will go and work, they could compete, okay, with an METN for the same job, working by EMC square. Thus, the most important thing is how strong is your IT background, okay? Thus, someone graduated from electronics could find a job in IT, but it depends on your qualification. If you will not be able actually to convince the people that you are good in computer science and in information technology, they won't take you, okay? And I will actually tell you something that you should keep in mind. Around 70 to 80% of the people do not work in the field they studied. You have to keep that in mind. Think about your parents, okay? Ask your, whatever, your uncle, okay? A lot of people, they studied something, and what they are doing now, they're doing actually totally different things. Thus, again, a last message, which is the message that I gave in the orientation for your parents. The aim of studying in a university is to learn how to learn. That's it, okay? Once you reach actually this level, and your problem-solving skills are good enough, once you go to the market, you will be doing totally different things than what you studied. And that's why, and I can actually say that about myself, 80 to 90% of the courses I took, believe me, I forgot them few months after the exams. However, something was kept. You give me a problem, I can promise you, and I'm not actually the smartest guy, I can promise you that within few hours, I will be able actually to know more about it, okay? And this is exactly what, let's say, computer science is all about. It opens a way to solve problems that actually your skills are improved. And that's why, independent which, let's say, track you will follow later, People here in Egypt, they swear that actually GUCians graduated from MET are the best ones. Now why? The background is okay, and we can assure that. However, there is something that you have to keep in mind and you shouldn't neglect it. Communication skills, presentation skills, language, negotiation skills. Sometimes they are more important than technical skills. Do you know why? Because you go actually to a place and you give a first impression. Do you know how many first impression exist? How many? One, which is what? The first impression. And that's why, and I noticed it a lot here at the GUC, a lecturer, a brilliant one. He goes to a lecture, and the first impression is not the best one. The guy is blacklisted. Why that? Okay? Give the guy a second chance. You will tell me there is only a first impression. It's correct. You go, you will be competing for a job. You are not the only one. This is what you have to keep in mind. However, I learned actually something. I will actually tell you that, okay? There is always someone who is better than you, but the nice thing is there is always someone who is worse than you. And that's why actually we do survive, okay? However, you have to work hard to improve your problem-solving skills, your presentation skills, your soft skills in general, your management skills, because once you go to a company, it's not about taking a look at your face and seeing that you look good. Nowadays, an interview is an assessment. The guy who is accepted by Prezi, he did actually 2 or 3 interviews to get accepted. Google, okay? Europe, they have around 8 to 9 interviews to be accepted actually to the next round just to find a place for you. Thus, it's not about just looking at you and giving you the job. You have to be strong in the background you took, and at the end of the day, you have to be strong in the way how you communicate with people, how you talk to them. And this is something that I urge you to spend a lot of time in it. German is important. You will tell me, I have to take it. Yes, take it and try to be better in it. If you don't take enough here, try to get actually some lessons from Goethe Institute, some courses there. Try actually to go to Germany. The question is, why? Why should I do that? I will tell you actually just a reason. Orange, okay? Orange Services and City Stars, they give a bonus for people who talk German. And the bonus is around 1,500 pounds per month, okay? Thus, someone who does know German gets around 7,500, and someone who doesn't know German takes only 6,000. Why? Because you are dealing with customers, okay? English is the most important thing. And that's why I go to a lecture, and what kind of language do I use? English. Although I can actually talk to you in Arabic. La, I don't want that. Why? Because I want you to learn English. It doesn't mean that my English is the best one. However, the more you talk, the better you will become, okay? And that's why what we try actually to do is we try to build a personality at the end of the day. Education is not about having someone perfect in a specific topic. No, we don't look actually for nerds. Do you know what we are looking for? You go actually to a place and the people will say, wow, this lady is having a strong personality. And then actually this lady, believe me, will be taken even if her background is not the best one. I'm not talking about the lady, the same actually is applied for the guy. The way how you present yourself is the most important thing. Again, unfortunately, there is only one first impression and not a second one. Sorry about that. Yes.
بس عايز اعرف ايه الفرق ما بين كمبيوتر ساينس الكليه نفسها زي في عين شمس مثلا وكمبيوتر انجينيرنج.
Okay. Look, we just actually teach both computer science and computer engineering. okay, in the Faculty of Media Engineering and Technology. We don't have computer science. Now, if you will tell me actually what is the main difference between someone graduated with 4 years from Ain Shams and Cairo University and from here, okay, I will tell you the main actually difference is the strong engineering courses we are teaching here in the Faculty of Media Engineering and Technology, which is not actually taught neither in Ain Shams nor Cairo University. Thus, computer science actually in Ain Shams and Cairo University is what? Is only about software. We teach you actually both software and hardware. Okay? Thus, in Germany, and this is the nice thing, we don't actually distinguish between computer science and computer engineering. Do you know actually what the name of the major is? Informatic. That's it. Okay, once actually you study informatic, computer science is about hardware and software. However, computer science and computer engineering is unfortunately an American touch, which is taken here in Egypt, and that's why you distinguish between computer science and the computer engineer. Okay? Now, I will tell you exactly that our graduates here from the GUC, from MET, they get actually a stamp that they are engineers. This is for sure. Okay? And the nice thing is they are strong in both in computer science and computer engineering. For sure, we focus more on the software part, although actually the hardware part does exist. Why do we focus actually more on the software part? Because we believe this is actually what the country needs more. Okay? And that's why, till now, we are actually doing it in a successful way. Now, the nice thing is, Egypt, especially before the revolution, was one of the best countries for offshoring. Do you know what the meaning of offshoring? Offshoring, meaning a company in like Nokia. Nokia actually is in Sweden. Okay, and what they did is, before actually the revolution, they opened a branch here. Google is having a branch here. Okay, Samsung, okay, they had a branch here too. Microsoft, and then they are having a Microsoft Research Lab, and so on. SQS, the software quality system company, is a German one, and they are having a branch here. That's actually, it was one of, let's say, the best countries for offshoring. Why? Because actually the people are smart, and I'm not kidding. It's actually the only country where around 48 or 58 actually languages are spoken in one company. Do you know which company? Orange. Orange services, once you go there, okay, the people, they don't serve Egyptians. They serve the whole world. Okay? Now, what do they need? A customer is calling. What does he expect? He expects someone who is fluent in the language to help them. Okay? They don't want actually to feel that they are handled by someone from India or handled by someone from Egypt. Okay? Thus, Egypt was classified to be one of the best countries in offshoring due to the skills, the language skills here in Egypt, as well as the time zone. Okay? Thus, if you think about Egypt, okay, there is one difference between Egypt and Europe in general. However, India, there is actually a difference of 6 to 7 hours. And the problem was that there was a problem with the time zone, okay, with offshoring, especially actually for call services. Okay, and Orange is having around 1,600, 1,700 engineers, okay, working in the call service, okay, in the services part. Thus, you see exactly how strong engineering, let's say, majors in general are here in Egypt. Did I answer your question? Any other questions? Yes?
Job, it related to the software development only, or
No, no. The question is, what kind of type of job could I have whenever actually I join the Faculty of Media Engineering and Technology? I will give you actually different, let's say, examples. Okay? Let's take actually someone, okay, we focus on the software development because actually for me, this is actually the most, let's say, job that can fulfill. You do something, you implement something, you are technical, you see something out. And the nice thing is, whenever actually you write a good software, it will last for good. Think about the internet. Simple idea. Now actually we say a trivial idea, and it's still used now. A brilliant idea that is coming from someone in SAM, okay? And now no one actually can forget about the internet in this case. Thus, software development is one of the tracks that you have, okay? This is actually a technical one. Someone doesn't like it, okay? Which is not a big deal. There are actually people who joined from MIT, but they don't like programming. What do? They go actually to consultancy, and you take a look at Oracle. I had actually someone who was working with me in his bachelor thesis. He wasn't actually the brilliant guy. He was a personality, even in his bachelor thesis, a real personality. And we clashed a lot. Do you know actually what he was in his first year? He was the shooting star of Oracle International, okay? And he was working in consultancy. In consultancy, you just actually go away from the technical part. You don't implement. But you go and you talk actually to customers, for sure about technical things, but you are not the one actually who is doing it, let's say manually. Just actually type, please, the hottest jobs in 2014. You will find in rank 2 or rank 3, database administration or database management, okay? Thus, it's software development, but a totally different one, okay? With DB means you have actually to be strong to know a little bit about SQL, which is a language to query, let's say, the database system, the data that you are storing. Thus, actually, this is another aspect, okay? And other people, actually, they move completely, actually, to a totally different field, which is project management. And this is actually what I am telling you, soft skills are important things. Project management is about having a team, and you have to manage the team. Technically, you are not doing anything, except actually to know exactly who should do what, okay? And give the right person the right task. You will tell me it's not that complicated. It is. It's a problem that you have to solve. Thus, you need actually problem-solving skills that you get them whenever actually you are done with your study here at the German University in Cairo, graduated from MIT. It's about problems. It's about trying to solve them, okay? Thus, it's not only technical things, okay? Thus, most of the people I know are going to technical, let's say, jobs, and some people actually, they moved actually completely to other tasks. And others, what they do is, they open a startup. Do you know what a startup is? A company. One of them is Saludable. Saludable was here, صح? Last semester. Saludable is the startup inventor is an MITian, Azab, okay? And it has nothing to do with computer science. However, he uses actually his IT skills to advertise actually for his company. There is a nice website, there is a nice mobile application for Saludable, who he is now managing actually this restaurant or the restaurant chain. And the question is, do I need actually to study CS to do that? I will tell you, for sure not. Guys, Steve Jobs dropped from school, from university. Okay? Steve Jobs dropped from university. That's Manta, don't tell me I need to study to be good. I need to study to be rich. La, you have to have, let's say, good ideas. With our education, we help you actually to reach this level, and that's it. Okay? Thus, for me, studying is important. However, besides studying, you have to enjoy your life too. Perhaps actually it's my last message. Okay? Don't be nerd, because being a nerd will not help you actually to find a good job. Some people actually, they think that we are nerds, but actually we have always to prove them this is not the correct thing. Okay? Thus we can enjoy our life too. Yes? نعم؟ مالها؟ Sure. Sure. We were actually one of the first faculties accredited here at the German University in Cairo. We were accredited in 2005, Our accreditation was till 2011. And after that, we applied for re-accreditation, and now we are having an accreditation till 2018. Okay? Thus, we are one of the faculties with the faculty of IT, called Saraha, okay, that was accredited from ACWI. Okay? Thus, we are having an accreditation for all majors, IT majors as well as MET majors. And accreditation actually helps you a lot if you would like actually to travel. Yes?
This means we shouldn't take the grades.
No, at all.
Not some people are not nerds at all, but
yes.
they get very good grades at the end.
It's okay.
About me, I have big problems مع الامتحانات.
Yes.
I never get good grades even.
Yes, because امتحاناتي غيتتا. It's not about the grades. It's not about the grades. Look,
I'm so sorry.
Yes.
بس ولا حتى when I go for an interview for a job, they just don't care about the grades that much.
You have actually to work that during actually your 5 years. Okay? The grade of CSEN 102 and the grade of CSEN 202 shouldn't be the thing that will decide about whether you would like to join MET, yes or no. Now, what actually should decide about that is the following question. Do you like it? This is actually the first question. And most of the people, they tell me, Wallahi, I like it, but I can't do it. You can. You can. Because I said it too, Wallahi al-Azim. In the first semester, I said, I like it, but I can't do it. And that's why I learned how to do it right. And how to do it right is to practice. You practice once, you fail. You don't give up. You practice twice, thrice. One day, you will get it. Thus, at the end of the 5 years, you should have a good GPA. And I'm not talking about an excellent one. Okay? I'm not talking about a GPA of 0.7. Anna, if I would have had a company, I will never accept someone with a GPA of 0.7. Why should I? أنا مش عايز nerds. عايز ناس. Did you see actually Google going actually with the scooter and so on, enjoying their life, doing music? This is actually the type of people I like, because this is the type of people who will be able actually to contribute to the company. Okay? And that's why, again, just to summarize, you like it and you would like to learn it, go for it. You don't like it at all, go to something else. Why should you suffer? Because you will not be able actually to exert in it. But if you like it, but you are still having a problem to find out how you will be able to manage it, we will help you with that. And you will be actually on the right track. And that's why the grade, for me, is the last thing you look at. Okay? If you don't want actually to stay in front of the computer and try to implement something, this something will not work, then you will try again, and so on. And then after that, you will take a look at the model answers. Most probably you are not the right person for this one. Okay? And that's why let someone else do it instead of you. But if you like and you try, then I'm sure at the end of the day, you will be able to manage it. Any other questions? Yes? You can do that. The question is, can I be graduated from mechatronics and have additional courses? The answer is, you can do that. Only few people did it, and I think the few is close to zero. Do you know why? If you have 7 to 8 subjects per semester, most probably the last thing you will think of is to add a course in CS. مطحون. Okay, why? Because next week they will tell you, you have 3 quizzes, and on top of that, you have an exam in German and English. Okay? Dr. Salimi يقول لك, you have actually a milestone to submit and an evaluation. Okay? This is your regular load. That's at the end of the day, you will say, it's too much. And that's why this actually kind of double major, taking additional courses, now you believe that you will try to do them. However, almost no one actually succeeded to do that. You will focus actually on your subject, And this is actually an advice from me to you. If you study something, try to be good in it. Okay? It's nice actually to go to the breadth. However, this doesn't help a lot in general. Okay? Thus, if you don't like mechatronics and you would like to go more to computer science, then I will tell you, just go actually to computer science from the beginning. And I know, wallahi, Anna, I do feel, and that's why I'm staying with you, I do feel that you are a little bit confused because actually the decision is in 2 weeks, well, in 3 weeks. And if you join mechatronics, then most probably you decide actually for this faculty. Today, I was giving my last lecture to the mechatronics 4th semester. And some of them, they told me, I would like to move. 4th semester, I would like to move. Do you know what they have to do? They have actually to add 4 or 5 courses that they missed because actually they joined mechatronics. Thus, in this case, they will be delayed. And they are good. They are brilliant students. Okay? And that's why decide for one major and try to be good in that. Don't try actually to go a lot to the breadth. If you have time, you can do it in the summer. You can learn on your own. This is the nice thing. The people who join mechatronics, they take 4 courses of computer science. Believe me, they have enough background to study on their own. Okay? And that's why you don't need actually to do it within the semester where everything is condensed and you have a lot of things to do. Any other questions? Yes?
In your opinion, what do you think makes MET and GUC successful? As in major-wise and as in GUC outweighs other universities?
It's a nice question. It's a nice question because once actually we will start actually to think about it objectively, most probably I will not be able to convince. Okay? Let me be a little bit subjective. Okay? And subjective in terms of the experience we have. Now the question is, what makes MET at the GUC a successful major? Okay? I will say the outcome of it. Okay? And the outcome is proven and is, let's say, confirmed by a lot of companies. I know actually a lot of CEOs from some of the companies here in Egypt who know exactly that they won't take anyone except someone graduated from the faculty of Media Engineering and Technology from the GUC. Now, why? They have actually, let's say, 2 things that you don't find in Egypt at all. They worked hard to reach, let's say, the 5 years and to graduate. Worked hard means الطحن. And this is something the companies actually they like and they admire. And the second thing is the communication skills of most of the graduates is amazing. Okay? Thus, you are having a complete one compared to anyone graduated from any university here in Egypt. And I will stay and compare actually our graduates, okay, with the graduates from Egyptian universities. Okay, you will tell me, what about the AUC? The AUC, they have a good computer science major, but not as strong academically as ours. Their graduates are good ones. Presentation skills, most probably some of them, they will be better than our MET graduates. Okay? However, the combination of having strong background and strong communication skills, okay, will always give the priority for METians compared to AUCians. Okay? Now, other universities, I will not talk a lot about them. Okay? And I'm not actually a fan of comparing actually universities with each other, because I do admire the work of other universities, and especially actually the work done at the American University in Cairo. The graduates are good ones. And we are competing them actually with in the ACM. They were much, much better than us in 2008, 2009. Okay? Now, we beat them, and we beat almost all teams from other universities, okay, with the calibers we have here. And this is actually the nice thing, okay, in the GUC. This is the nice thing, especially in the Faculty of Media Engineering and Technology. The ones actually who do join are the ones actually who would like actually to be good. And that's why this makes us a little bit different than any other major within actually this faculty, at this university, without actually comparing it to other faculties. Again, it's a subjective one, okay? Thus, I cannot be objective. If you tell me, why is it the best faculty? My answer will be, because I'm there. Okay, for sure it's not actually the best one. However, everyone actually thinks he's the best and he's providing actually the best quality. And we are trying our best actually to provide the best quality for everyone. It doesn't mean that the others are not providing actually the best quality. I do admire actually their work, okay? However, I know exactly what kind of quality we have at the end of the 5 years. Okay? Any other questions? Yes?
I'm afraid that MET and GUC depend on only one person.
No,
true?
this is wrong. MET GUC is not one person. MET GUC is a team. And the nice thing is, and this is actually what you have to keep in mind, everyone is replaceable on Earth. Okay? Thus, the MET GUC is a team. It's a complete team. Okay? For sure, I'm teaching you actually the basic courses, but a lot of my colleagues, they teach actually the advanced courses. Okay? I'm happy actually to teach the basic courses actually to the students, just to give you a little bit of insight about actually the field itself. But please don't actually spread the rumor about MET one person. MET is a team, and it's a good team. And it will be better, inshallah. Okay? Any other questions? Yes? Abdul Halim? Yeah, what is an art? We will start actually to debate about that. Okay? The question is, I don't want actually to have nerds in the faculty, and the question is, the courses, they contradict that. Why do they? Naam? تقيل. تقيل doesn't mean actually it needs a nerd actually to solve them. It needs a brain. Okay? I will give you actually something. Work smart rather than hard. And that's it. Work smart rather than hard. Look at me. Okay? I will not tell you I'm working smart, but Amira can confirm that, and I'm enjoying my life. That's actually during the weekend, I go to Ain Sokhna, a little bit fishing. I have 3 dogs at home. Okay? Thus, it's something that can enjoy life with it. I'm enjoying my life, even actually at work, with a good company. And Amira Zaki, the second one, is actually the second first-ranked students in batch 1. Okay? One of our pioneers in the Faculty of Media Engineering and Technology. And believe me, yesterday I was in a wedding, and we did dance. Thus, we are not nerds, and I did dance actually with Amira. And that's why, forget about that. Okay? Being nerd means knowing nothing except what? Except actually studying at home, to study, NAM, to study. No, there is something better than that. Studying is something that you have to do. Okay? And a good grade is something that everyone is keen to have it. However, once you are able to manage your time, okay, you will love and you will like life much, much better. Again, don't forget the 4 F's. Fun, fortune, fame, and fulfillment. Thank you very much, and see you in the lecture, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.